As elementary teachers, we almost always feel like we never have enough time in a day to teach everything we would like to teach. How do we fit it all in? How do we prioritize our day to make sure we aren't leaving out critical pieces? What is an integrated humanities framework? The evidence guide for integrated humanities framework is like a puzzle with many pieces. The framework provides an explanation of the components within a balanced literacy model. When all of the pieces of the puzzle are put together, the whole picture comes into view. Each day, students will use a range of strategies for reading, writing, listening, and speaking across the curriculum. These learning experiences should be adjusted and varied to meet the individual needs of your students. You'll notice that the evidence guide provides a description of the components, as well as a list of our core resources available to you for instruction. Every day, we want to model fluency and hook our readers on a good book. This can be done through a daily interactive read aloud. Your read aloud can be a ReadyGen anchor text or one of your favorite books or poems that will allow you to model fluent reading, bring attention to academic vocabulary, and help build the reading culture in your classroom and the love of reading in your students. This can be done at any time during the day. Maybe you have a transition time between lunch and specials, or perhaps you may want to end the day by bringing your students together for a read aloud. To launch your integrated literacy framework, teachers will set the stage by clearly stating a standards-based learning goal and providing a student-friendly learning target, scale, or rubric. Connections should be made between the unit topic, text sets, and the task so students are able to see how their learning fits together as they build important content knowledge. We then move into grade level instruction of foundational skills or building knowledge through complex texts. Teachers should determine which of these two areas fits best in the progression of the lesson. Time should be given to both components and should be adjusted according to the needs of the lesson and your students. Based on the grade level you teach, the focus might be on systematic phonics instruction aligned to a clear foundational skills scope and sequence, or word work around syntax and morphology in order to develop fluency. The time spent will vary based on the learning goal and where you are in the lesson sequence. When using ReadyGen text sets to build student knowledge through complex text, it is critical that you read the entire text set yourself prior to launching a unit of instruction. This will ensure you know the content well and can anticipate the learning needs of your students. Additionally, this will assist you in the development of text-dependent and text-specific questions that are intentionally sequenced to build knowledge and academic vocabulary through the volume of reading about a topic. Students will engage in close reading and evidence-based discussions as a means to synthesize ideas across multiple literary and informational texts. Through daily, flexible, small group instruction, teachers provide opportunities for students to practice foundational skills, syntax, vocabulary, and comprehension of complex text. Students should also have opportunities to engage in rigorous tasks to practice word work, foundational skills, comprehension, writing in response to reading, research, and time to work on their tasks with peers or independently during workstations or centers. Students should also have at least 30 minutes of daily independent reading where they read from a wide range of self-selected materials. At this time, teachers will set a purpose for reading through ERLA Power Goals or grade level learning goals. Students will build reading stamina while the teacher simultaneously conducts reading conferences to provide feedback and determine future power goals. Students should also have an opportunity to engage in accountable talk or writing. Each day, teachers should model academic writing through a mini lesson on effective writing strategies, which may include the use of a mentor text. Students should have an opportunity to practice these academic writing skills independently while the teacher conducts writing conferences or meets with small groups of students to provide targeted feedback and instruction. Remember to provide your students with an opportunity to share their writing with peers, to receive feedback and celebrate strengths. Finally, teachers should devote time each day to literacy instruction through coordinated interventions outside of core instruction. These differentiated supports are organized by PLCs to determine the best ways to preview or review standards-based content with students who need Tier 2 support. When planning for this time, consider students who have already learned or have not yet learned the content being presented. Tier 3 supports should be planned and provided to assist any students who have not yet mastered below grade level skills in order to fill foundational gaps. When we prioritize the instructional time in our day to include a balance of these critical elements, we can ensure our students have access to all of the pieces of the literacy puzzle. Your building instructional trainer coach for literacy, learning design coach, regional specialist, and district specialists are always available to answer questions about this framework and support you in finding the best way to implement these components in your classroom. Thank you for expanding your own knowledge by listening to this podcast, and we hope you have a wonderful start to your school year.